Most people, visiting or living in Japan, get digital wallets completely wrong. And the biggest mistake you need to avoid is assuming Japan works like the US or Europe when it comes to mobile payments. It doesn't. Japan has its own unique system, its own habits, and its own ecosystem of cashless tools that can either make your life incredibly smooth or unnecessarily complicated. Here's the truth no one tells you. In 2026, Japan is still one of the most advanced cashless societies, but it is also one of the most fragmented. That means different wallets work in different places, and smart users don't rely on just one app. They combine several systems depending on where they are, what they are buying, and how they want to pay. In this video, you are going to learn the 10 best digital wallets in Japan for 2026. But more importantly, you will understand how each one actually works in real life, when to use it, and how people in Japan stack them to save money, earn rewards, and avoid unnecessary fees. Now here is something most beginners miss. In Japan, digital wallets are not just apps. They are ecosystems tied to transport, convenience stores, credit cards, and even loyalty programs. And if you understand how they connect, you unlock a completely different level of convenience. Let's start immediately, because the first one is absolutely essential for anyone in Japan. Number 1 is PayPay. PayPay is the most widely used digital wallet in Japan. It is accepted in millions of stores including convenience stores, restaurants, vending machines, supermarkets, and even small local shops. But here is where most people get confused. PayPay is not just a wallet. It is a full payment ecosystem backed by loyalty points, cashback campaigns, and merchant promotions. For example, Alex in Tokyo uses PayPay at a convenience store to buy lunch. He scans a QR code, pays instantly, and earns PayPay points that can be reused later. Now here is the problem. Many users don't realize PayPay frequently runs limited-time cashback campaigns. That means timing your payments correctly can actually save you real money. But here is where it gets interesting. PayPay is deeply integrated into Japanese retail culture, making it almost unavoidable for daily life. And in a minute, I will show you a system that helps you combine PayPay with transport cards for maximum convenience. Let's move to number 2, Rakuten Pay. Rakuten Pay is one of the strongest competitors to PayPay in Japan. It is connected to the massive Rakuten ecosystem, which includes shopping, banking, credit cards, and loyalty points. For example, Sarah in Osaka uses Rakuten Pay when shopping online and in physical stores. Every purchase earns Rakuten points, which he later uses for discounts. Now here's where it gets interesting. Rakuten points are extremely valuable in Japan, because they can be used almost like cash across multiple services. But here is the catch. You get maximum rewards only when you use Rakuten credit cards together with Rakuten Pay. This is where most beginners miss out on huge savings. Let's move to number 3, Suica. Suica is one of the most important digital payment systems in Japan, especially for transport. Originally designed for trains and subways, Suica has now become a full digital wallet accepted in convenience stores, vending machines, and cafes. For example, Jake in Tokyo taps his Suica card to enter the train, then uses the same balance to buy coffee afterward. Now, here is where it gets interesting. Suica is not just a transport card anymore. It is a fully functional cashless payment tool. But here is the problem. Many visitors only use Suica for trains, and miss its broader usefulness in everyday shopping. And in a minute, I will show you how Suica connects with smartphones to make payments even faster. Let's move to number 4, Pasmo. Pasmo is very similar to Suica, and is widely used in Tokyo and surrounding regions. It is mainly used for transportation but also works as a payment method in stores. For example, Emma in Tokyo uses Pasmo to commute and buy snacks from vending machines. Now here is where it gets interesting. Pasmo and Suica are interchangeable in many places, which means you can choose either depending on convenience. But here is the catch. You cannot always combine them with every discount system. Let's move to number 5. Apple Pay Japan. Apple Pay in Japan is not a standalone wallet. It acts as a bridge between your phone and Japanese systems like Suica, Pasmo, and credit cards. For example, Mike in Tokyo adds his Suica card to Apple Pay. Now he can tap his phone instead of carrying a physical card. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Apple Pay becomes extremely powerful in Japan because it connects international users to local systems. But here is the problem. Not all Japanese merchants fully support Apple Pay credit card payments. That is why transport integration is its biggest strength. Let's move to number 6, Google Wallet. Google Wallet works similarly to Apple Pay, but for Android users. It allows storage of Suica, Pasmo, and credit cards for tap-and-go payments. For example, Lisa in Kyoto uses Google Wallet with her Suica card for commuting and shopping. Now, here is where it gets interesting. Google Wallet in Japan is especially useful for travelers using Android phones. But here is the catch. Like Apple Pay, its effectiveness depends on what cards and transit systems you connect. Let's move to number 7, LINE Pay. LINE Pay is part of Japan's most popular messaging app ecosystem, LINE. It allows payments, transfers, and merchant transactions directly from your phone. For example, David in Osaka uses LINE Pay to split restaurant bills with friends instantly. Now here is where it gets interesting. LINE Pay is deeply integrated into social life in Japan, making peer-to-peer payments extremely easy. But here is the problem. LINE Pay adoption has been shifting as competition increases from PayPay and Rakuten. Let's move to number 8, D-Payment. D-Payment is part of NTT Docomo's ecosystem and is widely used in Japan. It allows mobile payments and is often linked with phone contracts. For example, John in Tokyo uses D-Payment to earn loyalty points on his phone bill and shopping. Now, here's where it gets interesting. D-Points can be used across multiple services, making it valuable for regular users. But here is the catch. It works best for people already in the Docomo ecosystem. Let's move to number 9, Merpay. Merpay is linked to Mercari, Japan's largest marketplace app. It allows users to spend money earned from selling items on Mercari directly in stores. For example, Sarah sells old clothes on Mercari and uses Merpay Balance to shop in convenience stores. Now here's where it gets interesting. This creates a circular economy where selling becomes spending power. But here is the problem. Merpay is more niche compared to PayPay or Rakuten Pay. Finally, number 10, bank-based QR wallets. Most major Japanese banks now support QR code payment systems integrated into their apps. These allow direct payments from bank accounts without needing separate wallets. For example, Kevin in Nagoya uses his bank app to scan QR codes and pay directly from his account. Now here is where it gets interesting. This removes the need for storing balances in separate wallets. But here is the catch. Adoption varies widely depending on the bank. Now let's bring everything together because this is where most people finally understand how Japan really works. There is no single best digital wallet in Japan. Each one serves a different purpose. PayPay is best for everyday shopping. Rakuten Pay is best for rewards and points. Suica and Pasmo are best for transport and quick payments. Apple Pay and Google Wallet are best for smartphone integration. LINE Pay is best for social payments. D-Payment is best for telecom users. Merpay is best for marketplace spending. Bank QR wallets are best for direct payments. But here is the biggest mistake people make. They try to use only one wallet in Japan. That is exactly why they miss rewards, convenience, and speed. Now here is the smart strategy in 2026. Use Suica or Pasmo for transport. Use PayPay or Rakuten Pay for shopping. Use Apple Pay or Google Wallet for mobile convenience. Use LINE Pay for splitting bills. Use credit card-linked systems for maximum rewards. This is how smart users in Japan build a complete cashless system, instead of relying on a single app. And here is the final insight most people never realize. Japan's digital wallet system is not about one app. It is about understanding how multiple systems connect together. Every point earned, every tap payment, and every integrated system saves time and money over the long run. Now let's quickly summarize. PayPay and Rakuten Pay dominate shopping. Suica and Pasmo dominate transport. Apple Pay and Google Wallet connect everything. LINE Pay handles social payments. D-Payment and Merpay serve niche ecosystems. Bank QR systems simplify direct payments. If you combine them correctly, you are not just using wallets. You are mastering Japan's entire cashless ecosystem. And if you found this helpful, make sure to like, comment your favorite wallet in Japan, and subscribe because the next video will show you how travelers save hundreds in Japan just by stacking the right payment systems.